Hey guys, tonight we're going to do a tri-tip with some Worcestershire sauce and cow cover. We're going to smoke it on the Traeger and then sear it on the Weber. Stick around. Alright guys, welcome back to Greenhorn Barbecue and Beer. Glad you could join us tonight. As I mentioned earlier, we're going to be cooking up this beautiful prime piece of tri-tip that Sassy picked up. Look at that. Beautiful marbling, babe. You did a good job picking that stuff up.
Thank you, thank you.
So what we're going to do here is we're going to take some Worcestershire sauce and then we're going to give a nice little smear with that, kind of a binder, and then we're going to use cow cover. You've seen us use this cow cover before. It's by Cosmos.
Sassy's favorite.
Yep, quickly becoming our favorite go-to cow cover, so it's great for beef. We're going to be using a meter probe to monitor the temperature. I'm only going to let it get up to about 120 degrees on that Traeger. I'm using Rectech pellets that my brother-in-law, Sean, gave me to try out. So it's a new kind of pellet. I'm going to give it a shot. So Sean, thank you. Love you. And then when it's ready, we're going to throw that thing on the Weber. I'm going to have some hot coals waiting for it to go. And I'm going to sear the crap out of it. And until a final beautiful sear. Tri-tip is a great forgiving piece of meat. There's a lot of juice in there. So I'm going to go with a direct flame. Get that nice seared crust that we love so much. So, alright guys, like I mentioned, first thing we're going to do is we're going to cover this really liberally on some of this Lee & Perrins Worcestershire or Worcestershire sauce, as they say.
Worcestershire sauce.
And doesn't need a whole lot. Again, this is a really juicy piece of meat already, and especially with the prime. It's got a lot of fat going through there. You can see those fat rings or veins. Now, we didn't trim a single ounce off of this either because we're going to be searing this on direct heat. And any little bits of fat that didn't quite render down, that's all right. It's going to help protect the meat and give us that final beautiful reverse sear that we're looking for. There we go. Also, I want to point out, you can kind of see the way the grain's running through here in this particular one. It kind of runs this way, and as you get toward the end here, it almost goes the long way. This will be pretty easy to remember. Sometimes some folks will take a little knife and score it here, but this will be easy to remember. I'm just going to know that they're running diagonally. That's not going to be hard at all. I'll just run from the shorter end and cut it like that. And then about halfway through, I'll finish it down. So, very unique piece of meat here. So next, we're going to run some cow cover here. And we'll just start getting a nice cover. Now this stuff you could literally run heavy. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. Pat it a little bit. Okay, that looks pretty good. Turn it over, do the other side.
Now I have to buy some more of that.
Yep, that's a shame. We're going to have to buy some more. Alright, it's got a beautiful color. Just such a nice, deep orange, mahogany kind of color. Now, if you don't get the sides very well, that's all right. I'm just going to go around and hit the sides like that. Dab it all up. Make sure you get all the sides. That looks good. Okay, the next thing we want to do is we want to take our meter probe, and I want to find probably the thickest part of this meat. It's kind of tricky, but it kind of looks like it's going on right about here. So I want to kind of go in at an angle, and honestly it's kind of thin too, so I'm just going to take it like that. Now there's a line right here that warns you not to go any deeper than that. This is the transmit end, this little ceramic tip right here, and the temperature probe end is just shy of the tip. So that's going to give me a nice internal temperature. I'm going to read it from my cell phone app. I'm going to set my alarm for 120. It's going to let me know when to pull this thing off and sear it. Alright guys, now pay attention. This pellet grill is a highly complex machine, and I need to really make it clear on the startup procedure. It's very complex. First thing you do, open up the main door. Uncap the water cover if you got one. Make sure you have enough pellets. Then turn on the smoke. That's it. All right. So there you go. That's how you should start up a proper pellet smoker. It's not that hard. Okay guys, simple as that. I'm going to let the Traeger now come up with its startup process. As soon as it gets a puff of white smoke going and that clears away, I'm going to hear that fan kind of kick in a little bit more. Then I'm going to close the lid. I'm going to set it for 250. So I'm going to be bringing that tri-tip up slowly, but it's not going to take very long. I found that the tri-tips, they come up to temperature pretty quick. So as soon as that's hitting 120 degrees, it's searing it. Go. Fresh off the Weber. Alright, so what we want to do here, we're going to let this rest here for about 15 minutes. Let all them juices kind of reabsorb. You definitely want to do that anytime you grill a steak anyway. Let it rest for a little while. And then we're going to come back and cut this up. Alright guys, here we go. Okay, these things are really juicy, so you can't go wrong with tri-tip. There's just no way you're gonna have a dry tri-tip unless you forget how long you've been cooking it. Came out beautifully. You can still see the direction the grain is going. And what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna spin it around. I got a grain going this way, and I got a grain going this way. I'm gonna go ahead and cut it down the middle right here and show you the inside. There we go. Look at that. Alright, so we're going to just take this piece out of the side, and I'm going to start cutting this one from the end. If you're not from the West Coast, you may not be familiar with the tri-tip because it's a very Santa Maria style California way of cooking. If you like what you see, go to your butcher and tell them you want a tri-tip. Okay? And you may have to explain to them, but if he's a good butcher, you should know exactly what you're talking about. All right. Look at that. I'm going to even do the brisket style. All right. Look at that. That is just beautiful. Oh, it's so awesome. Got cow cover and Worcestershire sauce. Or does it say in England, Worcester sauce, I think. Tastes really good. Okay guys, if you haven't done it already yet, appreciate it if you smash that subscribe button, hit that bell so you don't miss a thing, and see you on the next one.